Hello, amazing journalism and media studies students, journalists, great people of the world. Um, in this quick, kind of like quick trip into Premiere, we're going to be going into the ins and outs of opening up a sequence and also importing media, importing your clips. We're going to start at the very, very, very top. Um, we're going to go to File. I'm going to go slow so that I don't want to lose anybody. I'm going to go to File, and we're going to go to New, and then we're going to slide over to the right, and we're going to choose Sequence. You click, and then it opens up this entire menu of a bunch of settings. And a lot of times, Premiere opens up the this entire box like this. And in our case, we're going to choose the third folder. And these are the settings that we use for Noticias 22, our Spanish and English newscasts, News 22. Something that's super, super important. Just don't choose random settings, not knowing what those settings are going to look like. Once again, for us, for News 22 and Noticias, we choose AVCHD. And all you have to do is click once on the little arrow on the left. And then we choose the first folder, which is 1080i. And we click once on the little arrow on the left. And sometimes it opens it up. Sometimes this first one or the second one or the third one are highlighted. We are choosing the fourth one. And all you have to do is click once. Do not double click. We're going to click once on the fourth one, which is AVCHD, 1080 I30, and then it has 60i on the side. Once again, just click once on that, and then we're going to the bottom, right there where it says sequence, and we're going to click once on the sequence line, and it highlights the sequence line, and then we're going to backspace the number. We're leaving sequence in the name, and then I'm going to title this example. I'm going to title it ABQ for Albuquerque, and it's going to be Community Garden. These are some clips that I shot, clips and interviews that I shot back in September. And we're going to put today's date, which is the 27th. And then I like to put the year 2020. And then that's how we're naming the sequence. Always name your sequences. Whatever you do, do not number them just random numbers, or don't allow Premiere to name the sequence for you, because you're eventually going to have to find these over here. We click OK, and this is the sequence right here. And we're going to import some video, some clips. And we're going to go to, you can go to File and go to Import, or you can go to Command I, which is the shortcut on your keyboard. It's the same thing as going to File and going to Import. I'm going to do a Command I, and there it is. And then I'm going to the location where I have the files. And in this case, I already have a folder set up. In this case, I'm getting them from an external hard drive. Other people have their files on an SD card or a USB. It just depends where you saved all your files. I have the clips here of the community garden, and I'm going to import the entire folder. These are raw clips that I have in there. And also I have the blank CG, which you're eventually going to have to use later on when you use the legacy title tool. So once again, I'm going to back up just so that we're not losing anybody. We're going to go to File. We're going to go to Import. We're going to click on Import. And then we're going to the location wherever you have your files. And then I have them under the Premiere folder. And we're going to go to Clips. And that's where I have them. And then I'm going to click Import, and they're eventually going to show up down here. That's the entire folder. And then I can click this one. Oops, never mind. I'm going to double click on that folder, and there's all the files. And so that's how we're getting all of our files. Real quickly, before I forget, down here, right here where I'm circling, this is where we have. Um, I'm just looking at my notes. That way I don't forget anything. This is right here where I'm circling. This is where we have the little drop down where it says sort items. You can click on that, and then you can put your items, your clips, in the order that you shot them out in the field. Okay, and also down here for the adjust the size. Let's see. Sorry. I think I lost it. Oh, right here. It's this little blue box. And sorry, I think I'm getting lost. There. Okay, those are all the clips. And I'm gonna once again, if you're trying to get this clip, this is this is B-roll and these are SOTs. If you're trying to get this clip right here, you double click on it and then it shows up on your preview monitor right here. I'm gonna double click on this one and I'm bringing this back. And let's just say, for example, I want to bring this clip from here to here. I'm first going to set an endpoint, endpoint IN. You can set an I on your keyboard, and then you can hit spacebar, and then you can play it for about 5 or 3 seconds, depending on how long you want it. And then I'm gonna let that camera stabilize a little bit, and then I'm gonna set an O. I set the endpoint with the I, and then I set the out point for the O, and then right there you see that this is the duration time of the edit that we're going to bring from here to the sequence. Okay, so we click, hold the click, and then just drag it down to your sequence. We can pretend that right there when you dropped the clip, that's the first chunk of video or audio that we're bringing down to the actual sequence. So it always asks you if you want to keep existing settings or change settings. We already chose our settings when we chose the AVC HD. So we're going to choose keep existing. And then right there, our video shows up. This is actually what you're working on with your sequence. And then you can play it.
Huh?
And then
there's a lot of corn. There's corn up
that's
there,
the
baby.
shot
We just put corn up there.
that you just brought down to your sequence. If you want to stretch your video out, all you have to do is click. You can go. You're going to notice that the arrow changes from the arrow. If you slowly move it to the end, to that little red arrow, and all you have to do is click and hold, and then drag that to the right. Or if you want to trim it a little bit, then you can go to the left. Okay, and then also I'm going to open up. I'm trying to show you guys the audio levels. We will do the audio levels in the next so-called Premiere tutorial that I'm just recording. And if you want to make your audio levels or your audio boxes larger, you go from the arrow and you hover and you notice that the arrow is changing to this mode right here. You click and hold right there on that audio box, and then you drag it down so that you can see these boxes larger and so that you see your audio levels. The white line is actually your audio levels, okay? And let me see. And also you can move your audio up and down from audio number 1 to audio layer number 2. And if you have if you're working on an external keyboard that's an external keyboard such as what we have in 154A or in 157, you can hit end, and let's say, for example, if you click end, then it's going to bring your cursor to the very, very end of your entire sequence that you're working on. If you have home on your keyboard, then it's going to bring your cursor to the very, very beginning of your sequence. J, K, and L are super handy, and I've already mentioned that in class. This is L going forward, and then J going rewind to the left. And right there, it's going to go a little bit slow, etc. And what else? And I think that's it for this quick tutorial. And then in the next one, we will get into suggestions for audio and also for using the legacy title tool. And you're going to need the legacy title tool to create your text that you're going to use for the people that we interviewed for the massage Vosat story. Okay, there's a lot to talk about. Usually, I've never recorded tutorials like this before. I'm used to showing all of you in person, and so I'm used to flying through my keyboard when I'm editing. So I'm just trying to slow this down as much as possible. The more you guys edit, the more ladies and gentlemen will edit, the better you're going to get at this. And especially if you're going to be working in our newsroom, you will grasp this very, very quickly because you're going to be editing very, very often for Nick's television reporting class, for the newsroom, for the 3:30 class that I teach, and the other class that you guys will eventually hopefully take if you're taking the broadcast side, which is a capstone class, which is 414. Okay, that's all. I'm going to stop this recording right now, and we'll see you guys and or talk to you soon. Goodbye, great journalism, NMSU Aggie journalism majors. Signing out for now.